Yo guys, what is up? Welcome back. So today I am giving you 8 different types of Fallout players. So as we know, the Fallout TV show came out recently, which has kind of given the game franchise a lot more hype, and so I decided to give you guys 8 types of Fallout players, starting off with the noob. So the noob is most commonly started on Fallout 4. I bet you there's a lot of them now that the show has came out, and this is usually someone that doesn't know much about the game. They don't know about, how to use Rad-X or when to use Rad-X or using Rad-Away or they don't usually craft weapons or repair items or stuff like that. So that is commonly the noob, where they lack the knowledge about Fallout. But over time, they do become a little bit more advanced. And the noob usually is just sitting down, it's usually a 40-year-old man sitting down after a long day of work playing the game. Even though, onto the second type of Fallout player, we have the old man. Now, the old man, this dude started on either Fallout 2, Fallout 1, probably Fallout 3, but that's not as old. But they've been playing this game forever. Now, they probably hate Fallout 76 and Fallout 4 because it's become too advanced for their liking. But I do have a lot of respect for these players because they can actually sit through some of the older games because of how slow they are. So I do enjoy talking to these players because they actually do add some really good, conversation aspects when talking about Fallout games because, they know more, right? Like they like getting in depth in the lore. Now that leads right into the third type of Fallout player. We have the lore obsessed. Now this is the person that listens to every single line of dialogue, or reads every single book in Terminal, does everything to learn this new lore. Now this player, they're definitely very into storytelling and stuff like that, which is very unlike me. Like, I'm very opposite of this. Like, I've skipped through some dialogue in the games. But I do respect a lot of the players that love the lore because, they can shorten it down for me and I can understand it a little better. But yeah, that's the lore-obsessed player. Now, leading into what you guys have probably seen recently is the army-obsessed dude. Now, this is something I came up on my own and I think is really comedic. Is if you've been on TikTok recently or whatever, the hype for the Brotherhood, the Enclave, which some of the best factions in the game, but you'll see these army edits with the war never changes stuff, and I think it's comedic. I really like it a lot because I'm a big fan of the Brotherhood and the Enclave storylines. I usually side with the Brotherhood, but I really love the content they post and stuff because it's like they turn it from post-nuclear. There's a lot of other aspects in Fallout that aren't really war-related, but they just turn it into, they're always in power armor. They're always wearing power armor. They're always wearing army fatigues. They're always wearing combat armor, usually rocking heavier weapons. You'll never see them running around with the Deliver pistol or something like that because, they're just fully locked into being a soldier in-game, which I think is really cool. And I do hope that in the next full Fallout game, which is going to release, which probably won't be for a very long time, that they do put more aspects in that, especially in Fallout 2 and Fallout 3, with the Enclave and the Brotherhood, all of that. I really do enjoy all the armor-related stuff, and I do think it's really cool. Even though, leading into the next player, which I bet you this player is suffering right now, is the modded player. So this is someone who puts a heavy amount of mods on their game, obviously, where you don't even think it's Fallout. They probably modded their game so much that it looks like Skyrim. But recently, ever since the update, that Fallout 4 got its fucked with all the mods. So I do feel very bad for the modded players because I just got into modding I think it was a month ago, and now I can't use my mods because my game breaks pretty much. But I do really enjoy the modded players, and the modded community on Fallout is really, really good, I have to say. So once, give it a bit of time for the mods to get fixed, I would definitely recommend taking an hour to just kind of learn modded because it can add some really great aspects and it can really change the look of the game. So I would recommend that on your own time if you're ever looking to do that. Now we have the next player, which is probably the most insufferable Fallout player of all time, and this is the Fallout New Vegas fan. So, again, if you've been on the internet, you usually know if you state an opinion that your favorite Fallout game isn't Fallout New Vegas, they will freak out. Which I think most people's favorite Fallout games are based off of the first game they played, because I've talked to people, asked them, what's the first Fallout game you played, and I asked them, what's your favorite, and usually it's the same game. So I started playing Fallout 4 in 2021, this is when I introduced myself to Fallout. And I've done 3 playthroughs on Fallout New Vegas, I've done 2 on Fallout 3, I played 76 a decent amount, and I've done like 5 or 6 on Fallout 4. But Fallout 4 will always just be my favorite Fallout game just because the first I played. But the New Vegas players are very insufferable. I love New Vegas as a game, but the community and the people based around it, literally you cannot have an opinion other than Fallout New Vegas is your favorite game, which, yeah, the storytelling's good, but the gameplay and stuff like that, it's very similar to Fallout 3. I don't think Fallout 3 is a good Fallout. I mean, it's a good Fallout. I don't think it's one of the best ones, but yeah. So that's that. That is the Fallout New Vegas player. So now we're heading into the speedrunner. I'm not talking about the speedrunner that like goes for the fastest way to finish. I'm talking about the speedrunner that skips through everything. They just straight to the main story, speed through the main story, and then they end the game with like 20 hours played. I think that's really ridiculous. Like, if you're gonna play a Fallout game, you gotta take your time and enjoy it. And the speedrunners do the absolute opposite, where they do not really take the time to enjoy the game, and they're just going as fast as possible, just speeding through the game, which you can miss out on a lot of important details, which I used to do on story games, but now that I've replayed most of Fallouts, I don't do that anymore with all Bethesda games. But yeah, that is one thing I do notice with people, is they do speed through the main story and kind of forget that Bethesda games, there's a lot of miscellaneous missions and side missions that you should really try because they are really fun. And now, leading into the last player, this is the Enclave dude. Now, this person is probably secretly very patriotic in their country. So this is usually the person that hypes up the Enclave with like no thinking about, you know, what's wrong with the Enclave. Like, the Enclave, I think, is a great faction. There's a good future, but they're not very good people, objectively. This is the person that will die on the hill of defending the Enclave, which I think is really comedic. But it is, the Enclave is a cool faction. But yeah, they're usually always rocking power. I mean, it's very similar to the Army, dude, but they hate the Brotherhood. They hate every other faction. And I bet you their favorite game is Fallout 3 or Fallout 2. And they also love Frank Horgan, which, yeah, he's good, but Liberty Prime is stronger. Let's understand that, guys. But yeah, they're definitely just in love with the older Fallout games, and they're in love with the Enclave. Even though, that is going to be it for today's list. If you guys do want another video, I say like 10 likes, and I'll do another one of these, because I really do want to put effort in making this series. But I want to say thank you guys for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you guys in another video or stream.